Hello and welcome to the WhatsApp introduction. Here you will find an excerpt of a longer webinar, which was part of our Going Mobile series, hosted by Laura Porter and Heidi Larson. We hope you will enjoy this video and see ways in which you can use WhatsApp with your students.
Quite a few people are familiar with this. It is a social media application that is actually very familiar to many of our students. A lot of students use this because it offers kind of a free way to communicate with friends and family in their own countries. If they don't have an iPhone, I don't know if FaceTime is free or not, but WhatsApp is really very widespread and popular within the international community. Which is a benefit because it means it's one less hurdle to have to introduce it if a lot of your students are already familiar with it. It promotes community and socializing outside of class, so it helps to build. I was first turned on to WhatsApp actually by a Career Pathways group about a year and a half ago that I was teaching. And the students initiated it. They said, oh, we're going to create a WhatsApp group. And they just set it up. So all of a sudden we had a class WhatsApp group. And it was just so popular. They sent all sorts of things to each other, lots of pictures and, social activities and things that they were doing. And then even after the class ended, that group continues. So even now we get updates and everybody checks in periodically. What are you doing? How's it going? Some people have gone back to their countries. So it's created sort of a long-standing, ongoing means of communication. At the time, I was not using it to actually integrate class activities other than just trying to keep in touch with people for updates or announcements about class. But I have started to use it more, and I'm really excited to be using it more, building it into my curriculum. So it can be used with text and voice, which means you can integrate recorded activities, including audio and video. And you can use it to efficiently send reminders as well as to class information, materials, homework, assignments. And users can do it either individually or you can send a message to a whole group. So there's a lot of flexibility in how you use it. One thing that I just did this week with my class was give them an assignment to record themselves reading a paragraph and send it to me individually on WhatsApp, which is a way that I can begin to get more in-depth assessment of their pronunciation issues. And the first person who did it sent me the recording and said, oh my God, I didn't know this is what I sounded like. So it's a great opportunity for them to actually pay attention to their own speaking, the way they speak and the way their pronunciation sounds, and it gives great feedback. So I'd love to just open it up and hear from other folks about ways you've used WhatsApp with your classes and anything that you think would be valuable for other participants that people might want to try.
So if you have something to share, just raise your hand. We'd love to hear from you. I know that a few people have used it, of course. Or you can type in the chat room too.
Hi, this is Annabelle. So my school uses WhatsApp, like every level makes it with their class, and it's one way we can check in just kind of in general with snow days and that type of stuff. But I've also started to use it just kind of, my students don't have like a lot of skills like copying and pasting and attaching things. So I'll send them a link that I want them to work on in the computer lab, and then they have to either open their WhatsApp on the computer or they have to like copy and paste it to an email. So it's been really good for kind of teaching them how to transfer things from one piece of technology to another.
Great.
So anybody else? Colleen says we use a similar app called Remind for announcements on snow days. Yeah, that's a texting app where you can create a group for your class from. I know that's very popular in K through 12 schools too. Some people use it to actually make sure that kids keep on track to go to college once they graduate.
Anybody else?
Louis Louis had his mic on, Louise, sorry.
Anybody else want to share?
So Stephanie says we use a similar one called WeChat for snow days and, snow days and other weather emergencies. And Jim is...
Anybody else use WhatsApp for anything beyond communications? Have you explored any other ways you might be able to integrate it for learning, teaching, practice?
Jim, should we be aware of technical capacities that students' phones should have? Will any app use up a lot of data in a student's cell phone carrier plan? And that's a good thing about WhatsApp. And people can correct me if I'm wrong, but really it uses wireless, so you can communicate over a wireless network. It doesn't have to use data. Laura, do you have anything else to add to that?
No, I'm going to go ahead and if nobody else has anything they want to share, we're gonna get into a little bit of the technicalities of how to set up a WhatsApp group, and then we'll be giving you a preview of a list of other applications you might want to use it for, teaching applications, which you will be able to find in Blackboard.
But it is true. You do need to be considerate. That should be, I'm going to add that to the considerations list, Jim, of the amount of data that something might take up.
Great. Okay, so how to access WhatsApp. So if you have not already set it up on your phones, please do so. And you can send me an individual message if you'd prefer not to send it out via the Blackboard large discussion group. You can just send it to me individually, because I do need your login name and your phone number that you're using with WhatsApp. So once you have your participant login name and phone number, you can then add them to your WhatsApp groups. So if you haven't already done that, please make sure that you get me that information. So you can access it through whatsapp.com or on phones, either Google Play Store or Apple Store, depending what kind of phone people have. Once you've downloaded the app, you'll be able to see that you've been added to it, and you'll be able to create a new group by clicking the three dots on the top of your group screen. Oops. Back up. Okay, so when you click on the three dots here, it will bring you into options, and if you say create a new group, you'll see a list of participants, of contacts. The people who would come, they're synced from your contact list. So that's why you need to have a person's name and contact information, a name and phone number. So basically, to create the group that we're going to be using, I am entering your contact information on my phone, and then you will show up in my WhatsApp contact list. And you can share a link invitation, or you can manually add participants. So once you have created a group, so here's my D class, this is my current class. When you click on that group that you want to look at, it will bring you into the next screen, which kind of goes into information about that group. This is where if you scroll down within your class information page, you'll come down to the bottom and you'll see who is in the group. I have 14 participants in my D class group, and here I can either add participants, where I would just click on this and then put in the name of the person who is, I'm pulling them out of my contact list. You can also send an invitation, which I tried doing with some people, and it didn't seem like it was working. So there might be some settings that need to be changed to make that work. Let's see. So then once you have your group created, you now have a forum for all sorts of communication. So here we were trying to navigate some issues we were having with setting up an online workbook for the grammar book that we're using. So we just had a little back and forth. And this is an exchange that happened with the entire class. So you can see all my students here, and then everybody's able to see this dialogue and know that we're going to check it out in class. So it's a really handy, quick way to have students share information with each other, and also for you to be able to share information with your students. So this is a preview of the document that we've attached in the Blackboard content page, course content. So when you go back into your general, when you arrive in Blackboard, you'll see on the left side there's a sidebar menu, and in course content for Going Mobile, you'll see a document about 3 pages long. This is a resource that was shared on Oxford University Press in 2016, and it's a couple pages of suggested ways you can use WhatsApp with English language students. And you can see here that it's got many different options for the media that you're focusing on. So you can just do texting, you can use it for photos, you can use it for videos, you can do an audio activity, you can also use emojis. And a lot of these activities are actually paired activities where you would have students assigned to a partner, and then they would do something interacting with their partner through WhatsApp. And a lot of these are really great for lower level students. So these are things like audio diary, where they write down what they're doing at different times during the day. They take photographs of things that they see in their everyday life or in their activities, and they could write a caption for that. They can do a short video of a place that they know well, their home, their church, their school. One person could be videoing while the other one talks. So there's lots of different ways you can use WhatsApp beyond just having it be a communication medium. So this is a great resource and gives you a lot of ideas. Hopefully some of them will be appealing for your context and your students. So we encourage you to really try some of these out